Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my garden. You know what, even I pretty much just arrived back to my garden just yesterday afternoon because I spent a couple of days back home in Düsseldorf in Germany. I saw my parents, I saw friends, had like nice dinners, shop around, all the nice things basically that you got to do when you drive back to your hometown. But it's also lovely being back here. I was so looking forward to it, and the first thing I did yesterday when I arrived in the afternoon, took Alfie and we went straight to the beach here, just had a nice long beach walk, at least until the sun was still there. And today is like the first day when I'm really in the garden and start straight with a project with you, because something was welcoming me here that I was not looking forward to, but I kind of predicted at one point it will happen. So if I just swing around, you see I'm pretty much standing in the back of a garden, and there's already something here that does not belong there. So if I keep on swinging around, you get to see the beautiful weather, the sun, probably sun flares, and trees. There are 3 trees standing by the back of a slope, and 2 of them have a lot of mistles in there, which is not good because mistles take out all the energy from trees, and what happens is the tree slowly dies back basically, and one tree is pretty much dead and gone already, and the other one is not looking good. And if you know like about the weather situation of like Northern Europe that we had a couple of days ago, we were hit by a very strong wind, which was crossing over Belgium, Germany, like also Poland, the entire Baltic Sea coast, and we were hit by it quite strong as well. So that tree lost a lot of branches, and they just snapped and fell down on our garden, unfortunately, as well, also on the slope. So what I want to do just in a moment, grab my phone, flip around and just walk you around and show you the situation basically, because even I have just inspected a little bit of what happened here in the garden, but not even on the slope yet. So I just came out and I just want to inspect and see how it's looking, and then basically just start clearing it up. I mean, this is the only thing you can do now. And it is one of those projects where I'm like, it's not going to be a fun project, but it's all right. You know what, you do it, you kind of like clean it and you feel accomplished that you managed it. So I'm just going to show you now the situation and how everything is looking. Let me just walk you through the area. So as I said, I'm standing in the back of a garden, and this is basically where all the branches came down. So you got to see the first one lying here, and then you also see Alfie actually munching on one because she enjoys it, I think, because now there's toys everywhere. She has something to bite on and play with, and oh, she's having a jolly good time. So probably I should leave some of the bits here for her. But if I walk further down in here, you see the first big branches basically lying here. So this is what came down, and you see how it's looking. Like you see like the branches just at the tips, they still have a little bit of fresh green, and then it's all kind of like dead, and then you have the mistles here. So mistles looking actually really pretty. I should probably cut some of them and use them for Christmas decoration, because they have these beautiful white berries on them and they're really pretty. But what happened is like that's already been taken out. One big branch fell straight onto my asters, which is really sad in a way, because they were looking so glorious and pretty and upright, and I was so looking forward to see this display, because this variety is definitely flowering up until, I don't know, mid-end November almost. This is kind of like the last variety, but they really snapped at the base. So I think what I'm going to do is just get in there, take the branches out that are not looking good, and eventually maybe use them for a vase, you know, just make the best out of it. It's sad, it is what it is, but they'll bounce back next year. This is the positive thing. And then, oh, look at Alfie. Nothing is big enough for her to play with. So if I swing around now, you get to see basically what happened. There should be a fence, and there partly is a fence still, but the branches basically fell on it. So the fence smashed, and there were some of my roses, so I need to see how they are looking. But I think they're quite sturdy in general. I feel like most of the plants, they should be all right. We just need to take care of the fence situation, because I really want to have a fence here. Just if I leave Alfie running around in the garden and I'm not around, for example, that I just have a better feeling with that. But before, I need to start clearing this up. And then if I swing to this side, you get to see the leaf compost heap, and this is kind of like smothered basically in branches and everything now. So I really need to get in there and just cut it and just get access to our compost heaps again. And this is actually the situation of the trees right now. So you get to see there are 2 of them. The one on the left is almost completely dead. There's pretty much no life in there at all. The one on the right still has quite some leaves, but it's really leaning over towards our side. And if that big branch comes down, I don't want to be in the back of a garden, and it will fall straight onto the slope and the new flower bed. So I don't know. It worries me a little bit. I'm not happy about it, and we need to see what to do, how to tackle the situation. But if I just show you the slope basically, luckily the bench is completely intact. Nothing happens. I'm really happy about it. And then you get to see the big branch that I just showed you. And I just want to walk on the slope with you. Even I haven't been there, so I don't really know what to expect. I hope that all of the terraces that I built are actually still intact and looking good. So let's see what's waiting for me down there. Okay, there's one big branch actually here, pretty much at the base. So on the top you see that the sedum actually is still looking quite nice, surprisingly. So there's a branch there, another one just fell here, the bench is looking fine. And then I think I just go down with you to the last layer actually, where I was just harvesting and preparing the last things here. So yeah, here you get to see, if I just go to the last bottom layer, there is a big branch here as well. It just completely fell down, and you see it's almost like entirely dead, and then you have like these big bundles of missels pretty much everywhere here. They've really taken over. I mean, they are, as I said, they're really pretty, so I will cut some of them out. But then look, my kale, how's that looking? It's quite alright, I think. Maybe I might even harvest it, hopefully. The good thing is, like, I hope you see it now, I can't climb over it. By the back of the slope, I built this kind of like fence, only using branches and like cuttings from all kind of shrubs and whatever I have. And I can still utilize now all of these branches and put it there, because I try and create like this wildlife haven for all kind of like maybe nesting birds or bugs, beetles, whatever wants to live in there. So I can actually still use all of these branches and woods and make something good out of it. So it's not the end of the world. And you know what looks good? I mean, it doesn't look pretty. As I said, it's still like the black landscape fabric, but nothing seems to be damaged. Everything seems to be still intact, and that is good. That is what makes me happy actually, because I was a little worried that I might need to start like, I don't know, if something just like would fall down and the entire thing would just collapse. But apparently I've done a pretty good job with that, because that looks good and sturdy. So what I'm going to do now is get a saw, my lopas, secateurs, everything I need basically for cutting, and just start cutting everything here and then just start clearing the area. So let's start with that project. I finished most of what I want to finish today, not everything. The sun is going to go down in 20 minutes, and luckily I haven't touched the entire top area where the branch is lying on the fence, because the insurance company came back to us and they will send somebody out to inspect it. So I'm not going to touch it up until all of those paperwork is like signed and ready to go. So let's see when that is going to happen. But here at the bottom of a slope, I mean, I could just really tackle it. There's nothing interesting for the insurance. So I'm happy that I cleared it. And you can tell in the back that I was doing, oh God, it's so difficult to use the finger here in the camera sometimes. I was using the branches and everything to continue building my little fence there. So I just want to walk you there and just show you basically how I do it. And you can tell that it is quite high already, actually. It's probably 1.50 meters, I would say, high. Maybe not, maybe a little less. But at the base, it's quite brown, and then it goes more and more green. So this is all the fresh part that I just staggered on top of it today. And at the base, the branches start to compost down, and I have like really lofty, nice soil down at the base there. And I think it might be quite interesting to maybe do a separate video just about what I'm doing here and why I'm doing it, because it's good for wildlife, and I could just talk you through what the advantages of building such a fence in your garden are. Having that said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was not one of those like exciting planting videos. It's like a real day in the garden, what happens after a storm and what I need to do then. So hope to see you very soon in my garden again. Till then, take care. Bye.